Blue Dragon 5 here as your host, your ghost host, for Disney Debates Halloween Edition. Tonight's spine-tingling topics. Which Marvel character should star in the next horror special presentation? Which Disney attraction should Jack Skellington take over next? And which Disney character should get possessed Exorcist style? Without further delay, grab a handful of candy, board the Doom Buggy, and try not to lose your head as we head to the arena! In this corner, a bloodsucker wearing sunglasses, the luminous Laserdude.
Oh, hello. It is good to be here this evening.
And in the opposing corner, clawing his way from the grave, ready for an ideological monster mash, Pergron, but not forgotten, it's Pergron!
How's it going? What's up?
And joining me this haunting hour, on this haunted Hollows ground, Tiki and Jacob Weil.
Hello, everybody.
But other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the show?
All
All
right,
right.
how we doing, guys?
I am ready to get this show on the road, Dragon. Let's get right into it. I think that's going to be a fun one.
All right. So a little refresher on the rules. So we have 3 main rounds, which, the way it's going to go is you're going to reveal your pick, you're going to give a brief opening statement, and then you're going to fight out. Of course, when you hear this sound, I hope you're taking notes. When you hear that obscure sound, that is R2-D2. He's our other co-judge. When he speaks, oh, you shut up! It'll be time for the judges to deliberate, and we're going to vote on who swayed us most, and whoever gets the most votes will get the point for that round. Now, at the end of 3 rounds, because, we're getting close to Halloween, in the spirit of Halloween, no one should walk away empty-handed. You boys are going to get, it's completely optional, you can do with it what you will, you'll get a chocolate coin. Now with that chocolate coin lands heads.
Chocolate coin.
Yes. So with the chocolate coin lands heads, you get a point. Lands tails, not so lucky, you lose a point. So that's the risk you take. Sweet chocolate reward or laxative.
God.
That's how that one works. It's either
One
sweet
of
milk.
those 2 things.
It's either sweet.
So
milk
it's a win-win,
chocolate.
you're saying?
Sure, Pergron, it's win-win.
Oh God.
Anyway.
It depends on. I guess it depends on how you're feeling at the moment.
I don't like chocolate, so it's a lose-lose for me.
Look, I ate a lot of cheese fries today, so I'm just...
Oh no. Okay.
All right, let's move on.
Well, we're already off to a horrifying start. Anyway, so hidden in one of our rounds is Ichabod's coin.
That's a great name for a coin, Dragon. I approve.
Now, Ichabod's coin.
Or crane coin, I guess.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I like Ichabod's coin. I think it rolls.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so with
Ichabod's coin.
Ichabod coin. Anyway, so with Ichabod's coin here, a little story to it. When Ichabod Crane, well, I guess allegedly, he may or may not have, when he ambiguously lost his head, a hat was found in the place that he disappeared. But what people don't know is inside that little hat was Ichabod's coin. It's where he kept it. And it's hidden somewhere. We don't know where it got moved to, but it was in the hat. It's not there anymore. It's somewhere. And when it is offered to the winner, once we find that blasted thing, someone's going to flip it, and someone might be they're either going to get their head, they're going to lose their head, and if they don't flip that coin, it's going to the other guy. So that coin will absolutely be flipped, kids. Tension, stakes. Can you feel it in the air? Can you smell it?
No, that was me. Sorry.
We have
That explains the pungentness, but okay.
We have Code Gias here with a couple comments. Saying, nice way to celebrate the upcoming Wonka with the chocolate coin. 4 minutes in, there's already an interesting discussion.
Yep.
And by the way, the thumbnail's pretty awesome. Thank Dickie for the suggestion. He's the one who came up with the idea for the background.
Yeah,
I was the one who suggested the Headless Horseman statue.
It was a really good idea. So, anyway, there's also, be forewarned, there is a penalty phrase in play, gentlemen. Now, what this means is that there's one or possibly more, or maybe not at all.
Or possibly like 5 or 6.
I mean, possibly, or again, I was just misleading certain people on. It's entirely possible.
You never know.
You never know. Anyway, so there's a word, could be a name, could be a place, could be a thing, could be nothing at all. Let me do this well. Keep it simple. If you say that word, something terrible is going to happen to you, and trust me, when I say terrible, I mean something terrible is going to happen. You just be on your guard, Joe. You don't want to say it. I can't even. Oh, it's on speaker. Yeah, trust me. You do not want to say utter the penalty phrase at your own peril.
Let us just say I am in charge of your fate if you say the word.
Yeah, Jacob's on the lookout. I mean, Tiki as well, but let's just say we have a safety net with Jacob. So after,
but keep in mind, anytime after this point, you are in danger of saying the word. And if you starting now.
You should just tell us the word, because that sounds really scary.
Well, Laser knows exactly what the word is, though.
That's the idea. That's the idea, Pergron. It's supposed to be scary.
Nah, that sounds really scary, and I think you should just tell us so we don't say it.
If it's that one like Batman villain that I keep on saying they get in trouble with, which I will now remain on.
Which Batman villain you talking about, Laserdude?
I'm not going to say it, man. Not doing it.
That's what I meant. He knows the
word. One time
word.
gave me a word that the other person wouldn't even say, just so I would get in trouble. It's not fair.
I want to say for posterity, say one time the word was just him saying, "I'm not going to say that word," so I'd be careful. You're getting awfully close potentially.
Who knows? One of these days we'll make the word.
I don't have points to lose.
One of these days, one of these days we're gonna make the phrase. I'm not gonna say it.
All right.
But my point is, like, even in between the main rounds, if you say it, you'll still suffer the penalty.
Yeah, it's in play now. All right, so after the main round, we enter the speed round, in which we are taking audience questions. So, dear audience, yes, I'm talking to you, pointing at you. Dear audience, you can submit questions for the speed round, and we'll let you call it. We'll let you decide who made the better, who answered best your question, who made the better argument, who deserves the point. So their fate, these two chuckleheads' fates, it's in your hands, quite possibly.
Hey, Laserdude, Code Gias has a question for you.
Yeah, I've seen it. I'm not going to answer it. You guys were there. You can say the name.
But he wants to hear from you, Laserdude.
Good for him.
Oh, by the way,
go back and watch our other Batman debate and find out himself.
It's funny, Laserdude. One time we actually we were missing you, so we actually made your name the word.
That is true. We did do that.
Man, you should have let me know that, and I would have shown up in the comments just to see.
Yeah, well, again, you kind of you were busy, so anyway.
You're being a father.
Yeah.
A biological father.
As far as we know.
All right, I'm sorry. I need to make that joke at least once.
All right. He could be the non-biological father.
Well, let's hope he's not, Dragon. Let's hope he's not. All right.
All right, so So anyway, so again, the audience questions, et cetera, et cetera. So the first to 5 points will win the whole game. That's the goal here. Gentlemen, do you understand these rules? I explained them to you both here this fine haunted evening.
Yeah.
Indeed, I do.
All right. Good randomizer. Let's find out who's going first and second for the 3 rounds.
Cue the randomizer.
Let's hit some buttons.
Pull the lever. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? It's gonna be Pergron.
Woo!
There's Perry.
All right. So,
Look on the platypus.
a platypus? Pergron the platypus.
Yeah, didn't know until he put on the hat. That's the Otherwise, he's just any ordinary Pergron.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
All right. That brings us to the first question.
Round numero uno. Which Marvel character should be the subject of the next horror-themed special presentation, a la, Werewolf by Night? So, Pergron.
Yeah, I went with Man Thing, the swamp monster guy.
All right. Laserdude, what was your answer?
I chose Blade from Blade.
All right, Pergron. Dazzle me.
All right, so the thing is, I like when Marvel kind of gets into the genre territory, like when they get to play with genres that aren't just Marvel, kind of, I guess. I've got some pretty severe Marvel fatigue, and I think one of the ways that they could break that at this point is a creature feature. I love creature features. I don't think we get nearly enough creature features nowadays. And I'm thinking, based on Werewolf by Night, which I haven't seen since the day it came out, but based on what I remember from it, it took it in a kind of a unique genre sort of way. And I think you could do a similar thing like that in doing a creature feature with the twist that the creature is not a monster, but rather a superhero. And stuff like that is really, really fascinating and could do genre well. And I really think the genre is what sticks it where Blade's going to get his own movie. He's just going to be a part of the main thing. I don't think doing a Blade feature is really going to do the same thing. But I'll keep arguing that as we go. But that's my opener.
All right, LD, what do you got?
When I thought about who do I want for this, I went to see all the different horror-themed Marvel villains and characters that they had. And of course, one of the ones that they had there was Dracula. And I thought, well, that would be pretty cool, but how would you differentiate Dracula from all the other different vampire Draculas out there, Castlevanias and everything? How would you even know? Then I thought, here's a story. We have Blade, who is just doing his thing, killing vampires, going around the world, and all of a sudden he gets an invitation from Dracula. More of a challenge. Basically, come and get me. Let's see if you are as good as you say you are. He invites him to his haunted castle, and now we have Blade in a situation where it's like, who's locked in with who? Who's being hunted, and who is the predator? This would be the story. You have Blade, who probably doesn't even believe in Dracula, probably doesn't even think he's real, but thinks this might be a setup from vampires, and slowly realizes that the legend of Dracula is real as he uncovers the secrets of the castle. And I think that would make it a really interesting scene. A vampire who's grounded in reality that now has to go back and see the originator, the original vampire, the most infamous of them all, and has to face him head on. And I think that would make such a great horror Marvel thing. You have the classic horror and the Marvel put together in just a perfect package.
All right, let's fight it out.
All right. So yeah, I mean, first off, we already got introduced to Man-Thing in the Werewolf by Night. So taking it and doing his own sort of spin-off side of that and giving him his own thing, I think lends credence to why this idea would work. In that you can just keep going with that sort of side storyline and not tie it into any grander Marvel thing like you're gonna have to do with Blade. He's already been confirmed for the franchise. He's already been cast. He's going to be in it, and you're going to have to tie it in where I think you can do more of a side story in this sort of side world with Man-Thing that you can't do with Blade. I also think Blade is, I mean, this is a personal fight for me, but I think vampires are boring as hell.
Always out in the debate.
Yeah, but like
you're missing the biggest problem with Man-Thing, and which is the strengths of a comic book character is you can see what they're thinking, but they don't actually have to have any words of dialogue. They can be an internal monologue that nobody else knows what they're thinking. But in a visual medium like movies, putting Man-Thing in there, we already see he can't speak. It's going to be a lot of grunts. It's going to be a lot of... And that's not really a lot of depth that you can get from the character from just grunting around, which means you're going to have to bring up another main character into the franchise to be the real lead, or at least our eyes in the story, in which case it's not even a Man-Thing story anymore. And I feel like with Blade as the character, he is the one that's going to be leading this, and you can have somebody have an arc of a journey who doesn't believe in all of this old supernatural stuff and slowly comes around on it. Like, he's viewed vampires as just scientific fact now. He's lost the, mystique behind it, and here he sees how real it is. And I think that's more compelling, honestly.
I'm going to rebuke what you said a little bit in that you have to have something. I think they could easily go a creative way in not needing dialogue. I think if you go the creature feature route and you start it off as this horror where maybe you have a character who is the villain, and you follow that character as they're hunting the Man-Thing, and you get his point of view, and you show that he's not actually a bad guy. He is a empathetic swamp being. I think that's an easy way to do it. I think you can absolutely display things without dialogue, and I think stories where a character is misunderstood does even better without dialogue if you can convey that through emotion, through without dialogue, just through movement, through characterization. And I think you can absolutely do that with a Man-Thing without needing to bring in like a sidekick to be like the quippy Marvel guy to bring credence to what he's saying.
Well, that's what they did with last time they brought in. That's why he wasn't like the lead in Werewolf by Night. Like, he was just a side feature to it because the character is good in like small bursts. To have the whole special follow him, it's going to be like the Hulk, but he has to just be a little bit more brooding. And let me just say that unless you're filming it in the exact same way they did Werewolf by Night, like that CGI is going to get a little old very quickly. In small bursts, especially in the black and white world, it looks great. But we saw how it looked in color, and it wasn't as good or as clear as it was later. Where Blade, I feel like you don't even have to have that much reliance on CGI. You can just have good makeup and good design and have a throwback to that. You can have a throwback to so many Dracula and monster movies. And I think that you're thinking that vampires are, limited or lame. And that is definitely a personal touch, and that is definitely not the public's point of view, considering they'll still rake in thousands and millions of dollars every single time anybody makes one.
Good evening.
How's it going?
Not too bad. Officer Room 2 Wells Police Department. Get your license registration?
Yeah. License.
What?
Oh my god.
Where are you coming from today?
I'm headed back from Boston.
Okay.
Yeah.
What happened? Why?
Going to Boston.
Just hold on.
I went down to Franklin Park Zoo for the lights.
Okay.
Yeah. There's registration. And then,
Something going on?
I think Pergron's being arrested.
Dragon. Fuck.
Well, it's the first for us, folks.
That is, yeah. Wow. Okay. Shoot. Well, I'm going to shout out some comments here.
Please do.
Okay.
Oh my god. I think I might.
This is an unexpected turn of events.
I think I might have to possibly step into the debate. Maybe, possibly. Oh man. Okay. So Jacob and Dragon should do a Phineas and Ferb debate someday. Indeed. I saw the Man-Thing film, and it actually wasn't that bad. That film gave Man-Thing an amazing theme song. They bring back the song. I'm rooting for Man-Thing. Otherwise, Blade gets my vote. Code Geass also says the Day Ghost from Geekvolution is the world's biggest Man-Thing fan, and he hated that what Werewolf by Night did to Man-Thing. They might need to reinvent the character. And also, I think Ghost Rider would fit a Marvel horror special. They could even bring back Nicolas Cage. Code Geass, honestly, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, y'all heard that, right? Like the situation. So I genuinely, I'm kind of in my decade of podcasting, I have never had something like that happen. So
there will be words after this podcast, kids.
Yeah,
I'm just a little dumbfounded as if anything. We sure it wasn't a headless horseman that took him, or sorry, I'm trying to make light of it. This is just what I do.
I mean, the thing is, we were waiting for him to get back to his house. That was the whole thing. He said he was on the bus, so.
So I'm thinking the words are going to be said.
It's like he said he'd be back in a minute.
Code Geass, from the sound of it, he was driving and got pulled over by a police officer, and I really hope he's okay. Fuck, I hope something like this didn't potentially get him in trouble, because that's not worth it, kids.
Well, yeah,
it would serve him right for apparently he deceived us.
Yeah, you should not drive and don't debate and drive, kids.
Man.
Don't debate and drive. It's
yeah.
So yeah, this is truly unprecedented in the 10 years that I've been doing podcasting.
Yeah.
This isn't the worst live on-air thing that has ever happened. Dragon, I refer you to Christmas with the Pranks. That was still possibly worse, but
I need to hear that story later, I guess.
While we're waiting, why don't you guys say who you would have chosen for?
Yeah, do you want to do that? Why don't we just so we're not wasting time?
All right, Jacob, what do you got?
I discussed this with you, Dragon, but I think my pick honestly would have been Dracula. Just Dracula himself.
So that's where I was leaning to. I think that, honestly, before shit went down, I thought Pergron was actually doing really well. That's the other crazy thing. Because here's the thing. I think that Pergron kind of got you into a box where it's we've already kind of seen what Man-Thing can do, and whereas what I found really really appealing about Pergron's pitch is I feel the pitch that he had for his story with Dracula and everything.
You mean Laserdude? You keep on saying Pergron.
No, I'm saying Pergron. I'm saying Pergron in regards to his pitch for the Blade versus Dracula thing.
That was
that pitch was very standalone. So
Laserdude's the one who has Blade.
All right, so Pergron is back.
Okay, let's see.
Pergron?
Sorry, I just had a man show up at my door. At 11:30 at night, which was kind of terrifying. So sorry about that.
That is kind of weird.
Wait. Was that not a cop?
It was a cop.
What was up? Is
yeah.
everything okay?
No, he just came to my door looking for someone.
Okay, well, fuck you.
Yeah.
You scared the shit out of me because
Well, it's Halloween, so it's appropriate.
Pergron, honestly, what I thought the situation was I thought that for some reason you were driving and the cop pulled you over because you were on your phone.
He was asking for
No.
the identification.
And
it
that
sounded
scared the
like.
shit
That's
out of me because I was like, oh my god, Pergron's going to get in trouble and it's my fault.
Nah. No,
It would
guy
have served
came.
them right, though, for like podcasting and driving, you know?
It's like,
Guy
all
had, guy had been following me and thought I was somebody that they were looking for.
Okay,
Well, I mean-
I'm glad everything got cleared up.
No, yeah.
I guess having a scare is kind of appropriate.
Yeah.
No,
I know, right? For real. Because that was genuinely like one of the most intense moments I've ever had on air.
No,
I'm like,
yeah,
oh, shit,
congratulations.
Like,
No,
Or-
yeah. I
Alright,
am
Only
sitting
had
in my
video,
car, but I'm
man.
not.
You should have turned on video. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Wait, you two are in the car?
I'm in my driveway.
Oh my god. All
Okay,
right.
this is, I just want to get back to the debate. All right, it's just, I don't
Yeah, we're good.
all right,
Okay,
let's,
I don't have time
Happy
to
Halloween.
unpack all this.
all right, let's all mute.
Okay.
The three of us hosts mute ourselves and let
All
the
right.
guys
All right,
continue.
get back to it, guys. All right.
I don't even remember where we left off.
Well, honestly, I think for this round, I think we should just call it based on the points we've heard so far. Honestly,
All right.
Probably.
There we go. All right.
Yeah.
So we're
just so
gonna-
we can call it a wash and move on.
All right, Jacob, where are you leaning?
Like, from what I could tell in this, like, I'm gonna go with Laserdude.
Okay. Tiki?
I'm going Pergron. Like I said, I think the whole idea of the Dracula versus Blade concept is, I feel like it fits the format of a special presentation much more. Like, you can, like, I could
Gee, that
see
was me.
What?
I said Blade and Dracula, not Pergron.
Oh
Yeah,
my god,
that was.
God, I'm
that
sorry,
was,
Laser Dude. Oh, you're right. Okay, I'm going Laser Dude then. I'm sorry. Oh, Jesus.
I don't want to try to steal a point here, but I'm like, that was me.
No, you're right. You're right. Oh, God, all right. So, yeah, my vote's
It's all
Laser
good,
Dude.
it's all
I'm
good.
Okay,
sorry.
Tiki, the one with the red icon that says Laserdude is
Oh,
Laserdude. Okay?
God.
The other guy's
Right, that's
Pergron.
totally fine, Dragon, but I still don't quite know what DG means. All right,
Okay, for the 50th time, DG. I know it's a shock to you. DG is declarations. Okay, anyway. So,
All right, so Dragon, who are you rooting? Who are you giving your point to?
honestly, look, based on what I heard before spooky things happened, I was leaning towards Laser mainly because the points I heard from Pergron, at least what it sounded like, I think he contradicted his own argument with the fact it was like continuation, and there's like it's a side story, but it's also continuation. Where really that's pretty much the same thing. It's like, well, it'd be more standalone. Well, no, it's spinning off from Werewolf by Night, so it's not standalone. At the very least, I think he might have been going somewhere with it, but it was based on what we had. I don't know. I think I heard a little bit more. Plus, I think Laser had a really good sell for his at the top. The whole thing of like, Blade's been invited, and had I heard Pergron say, no, that's literally the same premise we had for Werewolf by Night, then I would have given it to him, but I can't. That didn't happen.
Ooh,
So,
yeah, that would have been a good
Yep.
defense.
With
yeah.
110% honesty here, I don't know anything about either of these characters, and also I haven't seen Werewolf by Night. So
Okay. Well, there we go. So
there was
we're gonna move.
there was no
To make
research that
you
went
feel
into this on my end.
Laser Dude does not know much about the park, so next question, you should have the
That's my weak
advantage.
spot.
So that brings it to
I will say though, I think they are making a Man Thing standalone. I thought I heard that, just like a day or two after I got your answer. I think I heard that they were developing it.
Okay,
Released.
I'm sorry, Laser. I don't mean to cut you off. Alexis Martin is in the comments. She says, "You could call it a draw." Dragon, do you want to do that? It's up to you. I wouldn't mind doing that.
I don't know. I think we're a little too. We already did the whole voting process. So I think.
All
it's
right,
pretty
fine.
good.
Okay.
I think had you
Laser Dude
mentioned that
officially gets the
before.
point.
Yeah.
You tried, Alexis. I appreciate it.
okay.
So, Jacob, was it said?
Do you really want to know, Dragon?
Yeah, sure.
Well, I'll tell you.
Okay.
The word was not said.
Dang it.
Even by the cop? Cop didn't say it?
Did he say?
Alexis,
bring him back in
I'm
here.
Sorry, I didn't mean to assume your gender there. I'm sorry.
It was a cop.
Embarrassing.
The cop was off camera, so we could off mic, so we couldn't hear him.
If he said it, we got to bring him in. We have to,
Right.
penalize him.
I can go get him. I can go find him. His patrol car somewhere.
Oh, no.
Nah, we're already late, but-
All right.
Don't make it worse, Pergron.
Maybe next time. So, let's see. Okay, let me check my sack here. Let me check my sack of candy for the chocolate coin. I'm searching. I'm seeing a whole bunch of goodies in here.
Like there's this place near me that place in that Anthony Thomas. I don't know if it's if you guys have Anthony Thomas, but they make really good chocolate coins.
Interesting fact.
It might be just like an Ohio or Midwest thing.
Guys, I'm seeing some fruit chews. I'm seeing some Starburst. I'm seeing some Tootsie Pops. I am not seeing any chocolate coins though.
Are you seeing the weird fruity Tootsie Pops?
What about fruit gushers?
Also, I just realized something.
What?
I'm not looking for the chocolate coin at all. That's the one you're gonna get anyway. I'm looking for Ichabod's coin. None of these are Ichabod's coin. Why am I looking for a coin? Candy.
Dragon,
Let's move on. It's not here.
Was that bit planned, or were you just say the wrong name?
Well, no, it was actually planned.
Okay.
Right.
Just wanted to make sure.
No, seriously, it was actually planned. Yeah.
I mean, I believe you. I'm just saying.
We believe you.
All right, next up, guys. Let's go.
All right,
Right,
next up.
Which Disney attraction should Jack Skellington, Tiki Jack Skellington? He's the tall skeleton man. Nightmare Before
Thank you,
Christmas.
Dragon.
Okay?
Thank you.
Voiced by Chris Sarandon, and the singing voice is Danny Elfman. Okay, he's the tall skeleton guy. Skeleton without the eyes, not the one from Coco, the other guy.
I don't know what I'd do without you, Dragon.
Just making sure you can follow along. Okay.
God.
All right, Dragon. Let's get a move on.
Which Disney attraction should Jack Skellington, that one, take over besides the Haunted Mansion? So not counting the Haunted Mansion, he's already done that. We don't want to repeat that.
Which is a mansion that happens to be haunted.
Yes. So Pergron, what do you got?
I went with the American Adventure at Epcot.
Laserdude.
It's a small world after all.
Okay. All right, Pergron. Dazzle me.
All right. So if Jack Skellington gets that excited and obsessed with a holiday, imagine what will happen when Jack Skellington discovers history, right? Now, a holiday's fun. It's cool, but there's only so much to get excited about. History is ever expanding. There's so many little things that he can delve into. And I think that a Jack Skellington version, a horrific, terrifying version of the American Adventure, may just capture our nation's history better than the show currently does.
All right. Laserdude.
Imagine, if you will, you enter into the ride of It's a Small World. Instead of the happy-go-lucky children singing their song, it's the same song, but it's eerie. We hear, "It's a small world after all," creeping you to your very soul. And as you go through the ride, you will see the ways that other countries around the world might celebrate the day. Maybe the originated where the country, different stuff comes. Maybe this is where the pumpkin tradition started from here in this country. This is where the candy giving tradition came from in this country. The costume, the dressing up, what they used to dress up back in the day, as you go through the ride and have the history of Halloween and the world of Halloween right at your fingertips. Jack Skellington is your host, telling you all of the most amazing facts about the holiday, as of course at the end of Nightmare Before Christmas he's rejuvenated about being happy about his holiday and is just so over the top excited that he wants to show it to you and give you a whole new world of Halloween and allow you to experience it all.
All right, boys, kill each other with words.
All right. That works if you ignore the fact that most countries don't celebrate Halloween. It's a very America-centric holiday with some
And the traditions come
participation
from other places.
Some of them, absolutely. I think you could absolutely do, Scotland. You could talk about Gaelic history and how
Yep, absolutely.
how Celtic
doesn't even
paganism
necessarily
inspired it. But what are you going to do
have
for
to
the
be
Middle Eastern section?
Halloween
right?
centric.
What are you going to
Doesn't
do when you
even
get to
necessarily have to be
Antarctica?
Halloween centric. It could be about the different things that people in their cultures are afraid of, and that.
So you're gonna take a cute ride
where the
about
legends
celebrating culture and make it terrifying. Is your plan?
Absolutely.
You wanna
People hate It's a Small World. The kids hate it.
People love It's a Small World. It's a Small World is a
adults love
classic.
It's a Small World. Adults love It's a Small World. Kids, do
Children
not
love It's a Small World. Children absolutely
You want to make it a ride that people want to go on, that you creep it up just for the season. And it doesn't have to be scary, but you talk about why different cultures are afraid of different things, where the pumpkin came from, and why that was a big part of history. You could change it into that sort of style, where yours is just like, why is Jack Skellington even there? Like, he's on like learning about American history.
He's on an American adventure. What you're saying about exploring the history sounds great, except that It's a Small World is a constantly looping audio track where you can't get into any of that. So what you're gonna end up doing with this style of ride is you're going through and you're just playing It's a Small World while some people have like pumpkins in their hand. And that sounds more like just a seasonal overlay than it does a takeover of the It's a Small World.
Oh, you
attraction.
think they can't change it up just for they can't change the audio? Come on, they're Disney. They have the technology to take over the world. So they can change it up and change the ride to a point where it's now not just a history of the world, but maybe it's a history of Halloween and its place in the world.
But it's not a history of the world. It's a celebration of culture.
Going through America, what is he going to go become an American citizen? Like, what's your point of your ride?
No, Jack Skellington as a skeleton gets obsessed. He dives in. He studies the very intricacies
he's just gonna
that
be
make
dressed up
something
like
exciting.
Uncle Sam. Like, what
in a
what's the point
scene,
of that?
perhaps Jack Skellington could very easily celebrate the American adventure while also
It just
tying
feels
in.
random. It's like having Santa Claus celebrate the 4th of July. It's weird. It's not really fitting. And Jack Skellington as a character should have learned his lesson by now about all of this sort of thing.
So, but the issue with your plan is just how the ride operates. It needs that looping cycle. If you were to introduce dialogue to it, and you were to be like, "Oh, this is blah blah blah," it destroys the flow of the attraction. Bringing in, sure, you can bring in things that are scary, but you're going to add new animatronics to really not flesh it out? I think that if I were to get on It's a Small World and it would say Jack Skellington's It's a Small World, I wouldn't know what was going on with that. Jack Skellington's hanging out with all kinds of people from around the world.
The Declaration of Independence.
Jack Skellington can tell a story. That's what his thing is. He told the story of Christmas,
Halloween, and Christmas. He has to be in somewhere, shape, or form, or at least my idea. Look, I may not be the best expert on how these rides work, but at least my idea incorporates his character into the ride. You're just as throwing him on a ride that he has absolutely no business with.
Jack Skellington could absolutely
Rocket Raccoon in Peter Pan. It doesn't make any sense.
No, Rocket Raccoon and Peter Pan wouldn't make sense because that's two different completely two completely different characters. Jack Skellington could very easily tell the story of America. Jack Skellington
Why?
could
Why is he
very
there?
easily. Why is he there? Because he likes it.
Yeah.
Because Jack Skellington likes to get into the nitty-gritty
He's
of
an
things that he
American
finds interesting.
patriot. He's
Why is Jack
dead.
Skellington?
Who knows
Why
who
is Jack
he
Skellington traversing the world? Also, Jack Skellington doesn't have to be an American patriot to tell the story of America. All it takes for Jack Skellington is he has to show interest in something. He can tell the story, and maybe, who knows, you can take it and you can
he's
tell this.
dead. He's an undead being.
So is
You
everybody
can't
else in American history. How much better is
Okay.
that?
All right, that's it. I think we're good. Okay.
You don't want to add another, 20 minutes to that?
No.
Okay. So, I was on a bit of a journey on this one.
That was a good one.
It was. So here's the thing. I really did like Pergron's initial pitch. I did the whole thing. Jack Skellington. He does go deep on things, and him discovering history and everything, and him kind of like walking you through it. That's not bad. He is a storyteller. On the flip side, you have the Laserdude Small World. Now, what he pitched is very much, essentially it's Creepy Small World, but Creepy Small World is essentially what Nightmare Before Christmas was. Jack Skellington kind of nightmarizing something. But here's the thing: I'm 2 months because Pergron had like a nigh almost knockout punch in his opening, where Pergron just like bashed right in the Laserdude's metaphorical face here, just like bam. Halloween is not celebrated across the globe. Like that was like a big detriment to his argument. So but I think while Pergron had that really good point.
I mean, to be fair, though, different cultures celebrate analogs to Halloween.
I know.
But
Yes,
go on.
Jacob.
But
Yes.
go on, Dragon.
So, the other good point that Pergron made was that the dialogue might compromise the ride. Now, I kind of wish Laserdude kind of dug his heels in a little bit there, saying, well, even he either could have adapted his pitch or had it be in song, which probably would have been the best call. Either way, still, I kind of wish he kind of traversed that point, but I think Laserdude's really he kind of found his second win there when he kept. So I go pro America with James Skellington in an Uncle Sam costume and everything. At least making what's the point of this ride? I think Pergron had really good at that. I think defense at all. His defense was flimsy. So yeah, I mean, I'm giving the point to
Would you give it to Dragon? You're cutting out a bit there.
Laser. I'm giving my point to Laserdude.
Okay.
Now, Jacob, who are you giving your point to?
I'm with you, Dragon, and it is a kind of a back and forth thing for me. They do make very good points, but honestly, I think Pergron, as you said, nailed it at the end, and he did nail it at the beginning and the end. So I'm giving my point to Pergron here.
Okay, Tiki.
I think Pergron just kind of had Laserdude nailed, just in the sense of his knowledge of how the ride operates and the fact that you can't just incorporate so much into that ride in regards to the culture and stuff. Frankly, Laserdude, I think your Achilles heel with this fight was you adding the whole educational and this is how Halloween came to be elements. I think if you would have just leaned into the it's small world but creepy, I think you would have had a better argument, because I feel like that's where he got you.
I mean, if you've been on Small World while it's breaking down, it is kind of creepy enough already.
If you
Small World but creepy is redundant.
Generally, it's creepy.
There's a
I
whole
love
scene
Small
of it.
World. I'm one of Small World's biggest fans, and I'll still say
I
that.
mean, there are two scenes in Shrek and Scared Shrekless that are dedicated to this point. Small World can be very scary. All right, so that's 1 point Pergron, 1 point Laserdude on the board.
Yeah.
Now, Laserdude, to make you feel better, my first pick was also It's a Small World.
Well,
This is
to make
true.
you feel that the last round, I haven't been on either of these rides, and I didn't get time to watch like most of the times when it's been like a ride theme, like I watched like a run through, and I didn't have any idea what your ride actually did. or
American
what it
Adventure
was
is
about.
what, like 40 minutes long? That's kind
Yeah,
of
it's a 40-minute animatronic show.
So
Jake-
probably should have done that, but oh well.
Jacob, did they say it?
You want to know?
Yeah, sure.
You all want to know?
I mean, I
Well-
could go without knowing.
Well, I'll tell you anyway. The word was not said.
Yeah, there was nothing I said that could have been that word.
You don't know what the words are.
If you picked a word that I just said in my argument for why Jack Skellington should celebrate America, then you would set me up.
No, we.
The word was Erica. You said it. Erica.
Yeah, it was just Erica, so technically it has to be just a single word. So, sorry, Laserdude.
All right, let me. I'm searching through the pumpkin patch here for the Ichabod coin.
It's crazy that that grew right there.
Wasn't there?
Now I checked behind the Cyclops eye.
What is that doing in the pumpkin patch?
Oh God.
Yeah, it's like needle in a haystack instead of, in this case, a coin in a pumpkin patch. And we have not found it yet.
All right.
I was about to cue it up too.
Yeah, almost, but no.
All right, so Dragon, ready for the next slide?
Let's do it.
Let's do it!
All right.
This is
Which?
the one that I personally pitched.
Yep. So, which Disney character should get possessed in the next Exorcist movie? Boys? Pergron?
I went with Winnie the Pooh.
All right. Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Laserdude?
I went with Lilo from Lilo and Stitch.
Yay.
All right.
Hawaiian roller coaster ride.
All right. Pergron. Opening statement.
All right. So this weekend I caught both Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and I also caught The Exorcist Believer. And the one thing I can say about both of these movies is they both sucked. They were both very bad. But there's a way you can do an Exorcist movie, and there's a way you can do a Winnie the Pooh horror movie, and the way to do it is to combine the two. What is more terrifying than the pure corruption of innocence? And what is more innocent than Winnie the Pooh? A demon-possessed Winnie the Pooh would easily be one of the most frightening things ever included in horror.
All right. Laserdude.
I don't know too much about The Exorcist because I haven't really seen them, but I have known that these movies are very scary because they can, a lot of times, at least with the original one and this new one that's coming out, take a child, an innocent child, and have them infected with evil. And I feel like there's no better character suited for this to have the most drama than Lilo. Can you imagine this innocent girl is now infected with this demon, and now you will have her best friend Stitch, who will try to do anything possible in order to set her free. You also have her sister Nani, who is also going to be freaking out. And I have an idea of the both sides trying to tackle this. You have Nani, who's going for the Exorcist, trying to find the spiritual way. You have Stitch, who's looking into the scientific with, Jumba, and is looking to see if there's any scientific way you have this. And you will have the demon inside Lilo, saying the most horrendous things, and there's going to be moments where maybe Jumba says, "Oh, it's too late, Stitch. It's too late. She's too far gone." And then Stitch turns and says, "Ohana means family."
It's actually a really good
Having
Stitch.
I think the Stitch is
No
good. The
one
Jumbo
gets
sucks,
left
though.
behind. Sorry, but anyway, so Stitch will do absolutely anything, and you could have a story where the most family is torn apart as the demon is saying obscenities like "You're the reason that our parents died" to Nani and all that, and it's just heartbreaking on the one side, but if they are able to win the day, it's the most heartfelt moment when Lilo is freed, and that's my pitch.
All right. Did you notice the little thing I did for the thumbnail here? It's the shot,
The Mickey Mouse one.
the shot from Runaway Brain that parodies The Exorcist. Okay.
All right, let's find it out.
All right. Sorry. All right. I'll shut myself off now.
All right.
Here's my biggest weird thing with your pick is like it doesn't really make sense. Like, who's possessed here, Winnie the Pooh or Christopher Robin? Because isn't Winnie the Pooh supposed to be kind of a little bit of Christopher Robin's imagination? Like, how does that even make sense? And I'm just gonna say the biggest problem with your pitch is it sounds hilarious to me. Like, you get Pooh going, "Oh, dear, F you, you stupid cockney." You know, like, it doesn't sound scary. It sounds hilariously funny to me.
All right, so let me just jump right in here and say what you just
Sure.
described. Hello?
Yeah, I know. I'm saying, go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry. I thought somebody was asking if from my voice. Sorry. What you just described is it's a movie, right? And it exists. It's called The Exorcist. 1970, whatever. You want to create a movie where a little girl gets possessed by a demon, and the family tries to step in and save her. That's just The Exorcist. I don't want to see The Exorcist again. The Exorcist has been done. It's been done so many times, and it's been done well, and it's been done terribly. And I just watched the new Exorcist movie, and it was done terribly. And they did 2 little girls, right? So what? You want to step it up with another little girl? No. And
No.
sorry that you gave away my twist that, oh no, Christopher Robin, something's going on in his head that Winnie the Pooh is becoming the one who is demonically possessed, because Winnie the Pooh is the demon, right? Winnie the Pooh he is the one being possessed, because that is what the question is, but it's a figment of Christopher Robin's imagination. It is a demon tormenting him through the possession of his best friend, through the corruption of
So why is it
pure and
Rabbit
utter
and
innocence.
Owl and Piglet and Eeyore? Why aren't they all getting possessed? They're all
Because
part of the
it's
same imagination.
Well, one, because the question was which character should be possessed, and it's Winnie the Pooh.
Well, that's a
And 2,
explanation.
because Winnie the Pooh is Christopher Robin's best friend. You don't need to possess the other characters. And sure, in the movie, since you're playing with Stitch and Jumba and everything, in the movie, sure, you can have some creepy stuff with the others. I don't see why not. But the character who is being possessed is Winnie the Pooh. And that's the character.
Now, let me just rebuttal a little bit of your thing where you're saying that my movie is just The Exorcist all over again. I think it takes a little bit of inspiration from it, to be sure, because, you know, that's basically what we're doing with these is a demon thing that likes to inhabit kids or whatnot, if it's the same demon. But what the difference is in the way that they fight it. Do they find a science there? You've got the science fiction world on top of this. Is there a different way to combat this other than just throwing holy water on this thing?
No,
And you have a lot of trauma with all of these characters that the demon can exploit. You know, calling Stitch that he's not even real. He's an experiment born in a test tube. Nani, and like telling her she was a terrible mother and didn't raise her, and it was the reason their parents did. There's a lot of trauma and heartstrings you can pull at, where I find like just the other animals are just gonna be like what is Pooh gonna say? Like, oh, Rabbit, you're rude. You know, like, what is he even gonna say to them? Like, it just feels so weird and out of place.
The pure imagination of what he can say to the other friends in the 100-Acre Woods is what makes this such a compelling and curious idea.
So you don't have an idea, you're just going off of imaginations.
Do you want an idea? I can give you one. I just don't want to waste all of our time.
Give me an idea.
Winnie the Pooh can sit there and he can belittle Piglet for being a fucking coward. He can go after the roots of these characters because at the end of the day, these characters all have their insecurities. They all have their quirks, and Winnie the Pooh could very easily tear them down. And he could call Christopher Robin's parents,
Yeah, but you see, it's like
whatever.
it's mean. It's not traumatizing.
That's The
Like,
Exorcist.
oh,
The
you're
Exorcist
scared.
is mean.
You're
The
scared. No, it's
The
it's more
Exorcist
than that.
isn't
It's
traumatizing. It's
using
mean.
the kid to hurt what you like. That's why it's so
Your
traumatizing.
deepest
It's because
insecurities, like Christopher
that
Robin, who doesn't have any friends and
that
hangs
you
around
love,
with his.
a child that you love is throwing these hateful, hurtful insults at you.
Yeah,
Where it's
and a
just like,
toy.
Piglet, you're a coward. You're a bully. Like, these are like play school name drops. That's not horror. Like, this is still supposed to be Exorcist. It's still supposed to be like horror related, and it's like it's not really all that frightening or shocking when it's just like you're mean.
It's not just you're mean. You're putting that in my mouth, right? He's not just saying you're mean. Do I have specific insults that I want hurled at Rabbit? Not off the top of my head, no. But that's not what is important. The importance is the plot of the story and what you've done. There are plenty of Exorcist movies, right? There's so many. And in the new one, I don't want to spoil it, but in the new one, they take very many, very different routes to cure it. So you're just retreading something that has been done countless,
you act like you're
times.
not doing the same thing. Like, just because it's a character in the imagination doesn't mean, even if you do have it like Christopher Robin being partly possessed, there you go. You have a kid who's possessed. Like, that's the same. It's an Exorcist movie,
but it's not Christopher Robin
being
being possessed.
It still needs to be an exorcism that needs to happen.
It's the demon
like,
tormenting Christopher Robin.
Yo,
that's my. Sorry.
We're done. Okay, we're done here.
I didn't hear R2. My apologies.
Okay. Time to cast our votes. Tiki.
Yeah, I think this is a really good back and forth. For me, I think Laserdude probably had my vote, just based on like it ties more into the franchise. It feels more like the franchise. But then Pergron comes out with the whole argument of like, well, yeah, but with Lilo, you're basically just doing the same thing again. But then I think I heard enough from Laserdude defending it and enough pushback. I do think that I think the argument that really cinched it for me is that I feel like the characters in Lilo's orbit would be much more emotionally affected by the situation than the 100 Acre Wood characters would be. So with that in mind, I am going to go ahead and place my vote for Laserdude. It was a close one, though. I would say out of the 3 main round questions, that was the closest call.
All right, Jacob.
This is definitely another tough one, but I'll go with Laserdude this time.
Interesting. I too cast my stone for Laserdude. So that's a clean sweep for Laserdude this round.
All right.
2-1.
And that was the one I thought I had cinched too.
Like, well, you did good. So
sorry, I just don't want to.
Really like
I honestly, I was a little
like
worried when you were just like, it's just The Exorcist. I'm like, oh crap.
I did like the idea of having
a
a possession, like basically taking the form of like a persona, essentially. Like, I thought that was interesting. Like, you could definitely do some stuff with that if you fleshed out the idea more.
Like, funnily enough, this whole thing kind of reminds me of that Adventures of Winnie the Pooh episode where they watched the Slusher movie.
All right, and I'd like to remind the folks in the comments, if you have any speed round questions, we'll be getting there shortly. So, by all means, lay them on us.
Like, well,
all right.
And the word was not said.
Not from what I heard.
Yeah. All right, so Dragon, what's next?
Well, let me check this old haunted well, which is conveniently nearby me right now.
Oh, good.
Just gonna lower the pail. Gonna see. I saw something gleaming in there.
Ooh.
And I'm pulling the bucket up, and just more cursed silver. Never mind.
Oh my god. Okay.
All right, but we'll need the coin anyway, so.
Yeah, but it's time for a chocolatey treat, kids.
Chocolate coin.
So, is an optional feature of our little game here. Pergron, you want to flip your chocolate coin?
What? Could you re-explain it for me?
Okay, Pergron, you're gonna you don't have to. It's your call. If you'd like to flip this coin, you can. If you do, and lands heads, you get a point. If it lands tails, though, you lose a point.
Okay.
You want to flip it?
Screw it. I've made this weird enough. Let's flip it.
All right.
Let's do it. Let's see if he's gonna get the milk chocolate or the laxative. He
Oh.
got the laxative, and during the live show. Okay.
That brings it to Pergron 0, Laserdude 2.
All right.
I've come back from worse odds.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm good.
Are you sure?
Okay.
Coward.
I mean, you have the diapers, man. Are you sure?
It's tactical.
Oh no!
Okay.
You ain't gonna. You're not gonna get me to flip it with a flipping Marty McFly. What's the matter?
It's like,
Where's that
What would-
Canadian pride?
What would a demonically possessed Winnie the Pooh say in this moment?
Darn.
They'd go, let's see who the real piglet is after all.
it's like, so, Dragon, are we gonna do like the wager thing that we did last time, or are we gonna skip on that?
But when you say wager, what do you...
The word wager, like they guess what one of the words is.
Well, I mean, we'll offer it to them.
Hey, we don't have to. So, yeah. So offer. So, Dragon, explain then.
Well, you brought it up. You explain.
All right. It's a relatively recent idea that was actually proposed in our last debate by Jacob Gulliver. Like it was like where he was confident of what one of the words was, and like it was like we would give him a point or avoid the penalty if he was able to guess what one of the words was, or he would incur the penalty if he didn't. So we have that. So isn't that basically how it went, Dragon?
Wait a minute. So we could take a guess at the word, and if we're right, we get a point. But if we're wrong, we get the penalty.
Exactly. That's
Like
how
out of the millions and billions of words there are in the English language. Like
Yes.
I had an idea of like what it could be, but I'm not going to go for it now. Now that I realize,
Are you
Okay,
sure?
what
Because
was
it could get you a point.
I just threw away a 50-50. I'm not going to go for a 1 in 50 million.
That's true, but Laser, you might have an advantage here.
The Dragon, if he doesn't
Oh,
want to
that's
do
true. That's
All right.
true.
No.
It could
You
be
know what?
that.
You know what?
No,
Never mind.
not
Laser,
going to.
never mind.
No,
you don't
no.
have to do if you don't want to, but it's your call.
I'm not doing it.
Are you
All right.
sure?
That,
It sounds
That
like you
would
have
be
a sure
too
thing, but
mean.
if you're sure,
that would be too mean to go for that. Besides, I think the days of you using that are over. At least I hope so.
well, I guess you'll never know, Laser Dude. I guess you'll never know.
I'll know by the end of this when you tell us what the words are.
Yep.
Assuming we tell you.
Okay, so let's move on to the speed round.
Okay. So speed round, the way this works, it's 30 seconds followed by a 15-second rebuttal. You may use the time as you see fit, but it's usually you're going to say what your thing is in the 30 seconds, and then got 50 seconds to do with what you will. We are taking audience questions. So of course, folks, if you have any questions you want to submit, we'll be inclined to use them, and you get to call who made the more compelling argument and who deserves a point.
We actually have already got a couple of submitted questions from LEB and Code Geass.
Well, let's see. Should we start with one of those, or?
I kind of like LEB's first one. Like, Tiki, Dragon, what do you think?
Okay, well, Tiki, what do you think? Which one do you like?
Yeah, I like the first one.
All right, LEB, that means you'll get to answer this question.
Well, she won't answer it, but she'll get.
I mean,
judged.
you'll that's what I meant. You'll get to judge who you like best. Which Monsters Inc. character would be scariest in real life?
Roz.
Ooh.
All right. Now, is that Roz or Rose? You said Roz, right?
That was Roz. Yes.
Good. Okay.
Is there a rose? I didn't know
Yeah.
about a rose.
in Monsters at Work?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh my god.
That doesn't count.
Stupid. And ironically enough, it's one of the better gags in that show, and it's still pretty dumb.
Whoa. Now, is it just... Sorry, I just want to... I guess
I
we
think
can't...
it's pretty
cover
self-explanatory,
a question.
Laserdude, but by all means, what's the question?
Oh, I was just going to ask if it was like, who would be the scariest, who is the scariest? Because I was going to say someone, but then I'm like, I guess they're not scary, but they could be scary if they trained well. But I guess that would have to be taken into consideration. So I won't go with that character. I will go with... Jeez. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go with Mr. Waternoose.
Mm.
All right, so we got Roz versus Henry J. Waternoose. So, Pergron, whenever you start speaking, that's when the timer starts.
All right, I won't make you wait any longer. No, Roz is terrifying. I mean, I took this as which character would be scariest in real life, not which one's the best scarer. And yeah, I mean, sure, Waternoose is kind of like spidery, but Roz is a bitch. And that is way scarier. There is a reason that lunch ladies and principals are the villains in high school movies. It's because they're terrifying. It's because a mean old lady will put you down and scare you in ways that you didn't know anything else could. I yield my time.
I mean, there wasn't much time to yield.
I yield it regardless.
All right.
Waternoose is scary because he's the only monster that actually gave me the creep. When the scene is Sully is running down the hallway with Boo on his shoulder and Waternoose is coming at him at full speed, he is moving so fast. He's got the multiple eyes. He's got the scary, like, claw hands. He's got the only, like, just, like, crab-like thing. That is definitely a phobia. Somebody got a phobia from watching Monster Inc. and watching Waternoose. He's also got a lot deeper of a voice, and it's just downright terrifying.
Slugs are also a pretty extreme phobia that a lot of people have. Slug phobias definitely lead to it. And also there are phobias of older people and of authority figures, of which Roz is both. Roz is both scary physically and also terrifying interpersonally.
Sorry. Roz is scary for about 3 seconds until you start running and realize how slow she is. She's a flippin' slug. She can't move faster than a 10-year-old. I mean, once you get some distance on her, you're like, oh, that's not scary. Waternoose running full tilt on you is the scariest thing you will ever see.
Okay, so I
Watch
know
It Follows.
Right, so I know where I'm leaning on this, but it's not up to me. It's up to LED.
I actually have seen It Follows.
All right, so LEB, if you're still there, you get to judge and tell us who you think won out of the two.
Yeah, good luck.
Let's see, Pergron, while we are waiting, why don't you tell the audience about a certain something you're working on that's premiering very soon?
Yeah, so actually premiering today. Like once I get off this, I have to post. On the WDW Magic forums, we are going to be premiering our brand new game, Dark Pergron's Manor of Mysteries. It's going to be a story-driven game with twists, turns, mysteries, backstabbing. It's set to be really, really exciting. Jokers and Mickey Fan and I have been working on this for months now. I'm really, really excited for it. And if you haven't signed up, we are still taking sign up. So if this is your first game or if you've played a million, sign-ups are going on for the next couple days, even into the game.
All right.
Okay, so we have a ruling, Tiki.
Okay. And the ruling is Pergron.
All right, Pergron's got one on the board again.
All right.
Also, I searched inside a pumpkin during the round, guys.
Oh, no.
And I found within the pumpkin innards, I found a shiny new Ichabod coin!
Wait, if it's Ichabod's coin, it would be a couple 100 years old, so it wouldn't be really new now, would it?
It's not Ichabod's coin. It's the Ichabod coin.
Well, like I said, if it's Ichabod, okay, never mind.
All right.
It's not like he had it in his pocket. It's made about him.
Now remember, he had it in his hat. Remember, Dragon said so.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
Jacob,
The
why
lore
can't
of this coin.
why can't we have nice things?
Like, hey,
It's like that one close up on the hat. It's like we have Bing Crosby like, but little did we know there was a little bit more to the hat.
like forgive me
So
for
the
trying.
coin hidden in its midst that would change the lore of Ichabod Crane forevermore.
Forgive me for trying to adhere to continuity.
All right. I'm sorry.
All right, you know what? Okay, fine. You know what? Never mind. It's not the coin.
Oh my god.
It's not the coin.
I'm flipping the coin.
Serious?
No, it's not the coin. No, according to Jacob, it's not the coin. According to continuity, so we didn't find it. We didn't find it.
I'm flipping the coin, Dragon.
Oh well, it's not going to count. You can flip it all you want. It's not going to count.
Come on, Dragon. Come on.
Besides, we have to even see what Perrin wants to do with it. So yeah, we can't flip that.
Okay, that's true. So Dragon, lay this out to Pergron. It's been a minute.
All right. Well, it hasn't been a minute. This is the top of the show, Tiki. All right.
Yeah, I know, but still.
A lot's happened since the top of the show.
Give him a refresher,
All right,
Dragon.
Pergron.
Yes.
Okay, so Pergron, you have the option to flip this. Now, if you choose not to flip it, Laserdude will have to flip it. So that's your choice. This one absolutely will be flipped. It's a question: do you want to flip it, or do you not want to flip it?
Is there a
one point on the
punishment?
board right now. Well, the punishment is whoever if it lands on tails, you lose a point.
Okay. And you gain a point. But
Yeah,
if
you gain a point if it lands heads. You don't have to. That's the thing. You don't have to. But if you say no, that means Laserdude's going to flip it, which means he could either get a point or lose a point.
so statistically, either I get back down to 0 or I go up to
It's
2.
entirely a possibility.
Laser Dude could go down to 1
or go up to
or
3.
go up
Yeah,
to
or
3, which would make an equally difficult gap to close.
Yes.
Yep. But to be fair,
But you could tie
Once you
it.
bring it down like that, it only makes sense for you to flip it because the
That's-
worst case scenario is I get 3 points ahead of you. The other scenarios, I'm only 2 points ahead of you.
Right, which makes sense to me. And since I already got a tails, I can't get it twice. So I'm gonna flip it.
Boy,
I mean,
don't take up gambling, man.
Hey.
I mean, when I was doing the test earlier, I got like 3 tails in a row. So don't
Hey.
count on that.
No matter, you always give up gambling right before
All
a
right,
big
let's
win,
do it. Let's
right?
do it.
Flip the coin, and it's a head.
All right.
Yay!
It's tied
Vegas, here I come.
It's 2-2.
Yeah, had I gone my way, would not have. Okay, so
I think it's fine, Dragon.
yeah.
Hey, we can
The
find it
coins
again. I'll
cancel
take
each other
another.
out.
Well, there will be another coin if you say the words.
That's true.
Does
So
anyone
far I
want to
have not
guess?
heard.
No,
No, I'm
I
gonna
was gonna
take.
say one word as a guess, but
Because you
I'm
both
not
get
gonna
one
do it.
guess if you want to use it.
I'm gonna
I mean-
take the advice and not gamble on this one.
And Laser Dude, you don't
Remember-
want to guess.
Remember,
No, I've seen what these things can do.
Remember, if you're wrong,
I'm
You-
still
you-
pissed off that you took half a point from me one time instead of a whole point.
Oh my
Like,
god.
it was just taunting me.
All right.
Okay.
all right, Dragon. On to the
No,
next.
I was
one.
going to say, Laser Dude had better hope he'd not say the word because he's really not going to like what happens. I was going to say that. It's going to be hilarious if he says it, though.
God. All right, guys, come on.
All right.
Let's move. Let's get a move on.
Which Disney princess
Wait.
are we going to get? Should we spin the wheel of Disney princesses?
Ooh.
Oh God. Okay.
And here we go.
Wheel of princesses.
Mulan not included.
Not a princess. So,
Neither is Pocahontas.
She's the
chief's daughter kind of counts. Okay,
Yes.
so let's see. So, Peregrine, you won the last round, so it's your decision. Do you want to spin first or spin second?
I'll spin first.
Okay.
And remember, you get whatever you're stuck with. You get what you get. You don't get upset.
You can
I'm
get
still
upset.
gonna get
You can't
upset.
Stop us from being upset.
Yeah, that's an emotion. We have it regardless.
You can't change it then. There you go.
Well, this better not be which
Oh, no. Oh,
princess
God.
would win in a fight.
He's like, Hobo works for you because you're stuck with it.
All right, now let's see what Laserdude's gonna get.
All right. I customized the text if you couldn't tell.
It looks a lot better.
Thank you. All right, and Laserdude, this one's yours.
Someone good, someone good, someone good.
They're all good in their own way.
Well, the question could always be in the negative, Laserdude. You don't want
Vanellope.
someone.
Okay, well,
Vanellope von Schweetz.
Is Vanellope a princess? I thought she was a president.
No, technically
No.
princess.
technically princess. But then again, she moved into like a GTA game, so I don't think they have princesses there.
But she was technically a princess of Sugar Rush.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Now, the question.
You should have
Which
like a
dude?
wheel of questions one time. Like
That
a
would be-
wheel of like people and then a wheel of questions so nobody knows what the question's gonna be. Anyway,
That would-
sorry.
That would be an interesting idea.
Which Disney princess would make the best final girl in a slasher movie?
That's exactly what I thought this question was going to be. I'm very
Oh my
excited.
I think we have both good picks here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Merida-
so whenever you're ready.
Merida versus Vanellope.
All right, I go first, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I picked first. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, I mean, first off, she's already trained in a weapon, so that's going to give her a very strong lead over most of the other princesses. She's got a bow and arrow, so she can go range distance. So whatever's going on, she might not kill whatever's coming after her, but she's going to at least slow it down enough that she'll be able to deliver a final blow a little bit later on. She's got the defense, she's got the range. She's also pretty good at solving problems independently. She's already dealt with spirits. I mean, Merida's pretty much the package.
I think the best thing about Vanellope is the fact that she has been in these horrible situations before. In Wreck-It Ralph, we had her world invaded by all of these monster bugs, and she was able to survive. Her glitch powers can come in handy to get her out of any sticky situation. If there's a horde of monsters, she can use her car to get away from them, and she's an expert in driving it. She is the best person to avoid, because it's not who's going to win the battle, it's who's going to survive. And with her powers and her skills, she's going to get out of there quick.
Now, my biggest issue with Vanellope is that glitch power. She could glitch right into a really, really bad position where the killer can get her. She's also very small. She doesn't have a lot of power, a lot of strength. So she's getting tossed around like a rag doll, right? Whatever this killer wants to do. Where Merida, she doesn't have those same issues. And
let's be honest, Merida is one of the early people going into slasher fix. She's the person who's like, oh, we could take him on ourselves. We're strong. And what does that get her? It's going to get her stabbed through the neck is what it's going to get her. Vanellope is smart, and she is determined, and she has her powers to get away that she's trained and used perfectly.
can you take away a point for that accent?
No, you can't.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, it does actually
But
bring
there's
about.
a bear.
Yeah, maybe we could take off points for accents that No,
No, that wasn't a bad accent.
No,
I just can't do Sarah Silverman, so it's not fair.
Well, maybe if you apply to yourself. Anyway, Tiki, you're gonna call this one.
Yeah. Okay, so I was pretty much on the side of Merida right up until that last point. And honestly, that last point about, like, you know, Merida being the character in the horror movie to, like, charge into battle, like, you know, with bad timing and without any sort of, like, tact and strategy. Like, yeah, that pretty much fits Merida to a T, and that would happen. I feel like Vanellope is, like, what I like about Vanellope as a final girl is that she does have that kind of, like, innocence about her that a lot of the best final girls have, while still kind of being a badass in her own right and being very resourceful. So, yeah, my vote will go for Vanellope here.
All right, that brings it to Pergron 2, Laserdude 3.
No, that was a devastating final point. That was I heard you say that, and I'm like,
I was like, yeah, I mean, I know I
As soon
didn't.
as I heard the question, that was my first thought with Merida. I was like, that was my first thing that I thought
As-
of. So I was like building to that point the whole time.
as soon as I got Merida, I'm like, okay, minor. So I can go with they're not going to kill a kid, and then you get the literal kid.
All right.
But then again, Wreck-It Ralph has been around for, or I mean, like actually, never mind. I was gonna say Wreck-It Ralph's been around for a while, but I guess we don't know how long Sugar Rush has been around for. So
It's been the same or they came out in the same year because everyone got pissed off that Brave won Best Animated feature
I think
at
it's- I think
Oscars instead of Wreck-It
I
Ralph.
meant like I
In
was gonna
universe.
say
In
like
universe
nobody
game,
knows
Vicky.
how old Vanellope is because like
gotcha.
how long has
Sorry,
the game
sorry.
been around?
You basically
But
mean
then I thought Sugar Rush was supposedly one of the newer games.
This is true, yeah.
the newest
Alright.
game though is Hero's Duty.
Yes, it wasn't the newest, but it was one of the more newer ones.
All right.
All right,
Jacob.
so
Was it said?
no.
Okay. Quick draw time.
Ooh.
We're going to be arguing perspective, gentlemen. So I'm going to say two things. So until you hear me say the second thing, don't just like fire off at the hip. Okay, you got to wait for me to say both things. Like it's this or that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Here's what you'll be arguing. Is Nightmare Before Christmas a Halloween movie or a Christmas
Oh
movie?
man.
Christmas movie.
Halloween.
Okay.
I heard Pergron say Christmas first.
Same.
Okay. And Paragon's got Christmas. Laserdude going second with Halloween. All right. Whenever you're ready, Paragon.
All right. Nightmare Before Christmas is literally about Christmas. It takes place in the world of Halloween with Halloween characters, but it's about Christmas and the magic of Christmas and discovering Christmas and why Christmas is so magical that everybody wants to enjoy it. Can it be watched around Halloween? Sure. But it is very much a Christmas movie through its bones. The climax is at Christmas. The main characters are going after Santa Claus. It is a Christmas movie as much as Die Hard or Home Alone is a Christmas movie.
Every single year, we have Christmas getting earlier and earlier celebrated to the point where it completely overtakes Halloween. And this is the one thing where Halloween does the opposite. It overtakes Christmas. And that is what the story is about. Not Christmas coming true. It's Halloween overtaking the Christmas holiday. They don't give nice gifts. They give Halloween stuff. They give scary stuff. It's about the holiday. What is the most memorable song in the movie? This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Like, what's this and stuff is fine, but it doesn't even really say Christmas in it.
Sorry, I'm grabbing my mic. A Nightmare Before Christmas is a Christmas movie. It's a Nightmare Before Christmas. It is a tale of a night before Christmas. It is a Christmas movie. The characters, are they making Halloween things? But they're making Halloween things for their version of Christmas. They are celebrating Christmas.
No, they're not. They're celebrating Halloween on Christmas. They don't understand it. That's the whole point where they realize and appreciate the celebration of their own holiday. It's all about Halloween throughout the whole movie. Even when it becomes Christmas, it is Halloween invading Christmas, not just appreciating Christmas.
I would
Okay.
kill for a third round.
That's the rub with the speed round.
Jacob, I'm going to have you call this one, buddy.
Oh boy. I'm gonna go with Laserdude.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I need to elaborate, or do I just?
Well, you don't have to if you want to. You don't have to.
I honestly just think he explained his point better. That's basically it.
Okay.
I mean,
Anything said? Anything? What was the thing said?
as far as the word go, unfortunately, no one said any of the words.
Okay. All right.
That brings it to Laserdude 4, Pergron 2. This could be the final round.
I'm debating what. Well, I'm debating. I'm wondering which.
I'm debating, and Pergron's debating. You're not.
That's true. Yes.
Well, Dragon, we haven't had our Muppet question.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if we should. I guess we should go with the Muppet questions to make sure we get it in there, right?
It's obligatory, Dragon.
Okay.
So the Muppet question.
Okay. I hope you boys are ready for this one. Which Muppet should go trick-or-treating with none other than Nicolas Cage?
Oh my god.
Ooh. Pepe Le Peon.
Oh, okay.
Which Muppet should go trick or treating with Nick Cage?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Who are them? I'm forgetting every Muppet.
Oh,
You know what?
Pergron.
I'm gonna do a 1 year ago, 2 year ago, whatever it was, throwback. We're going with the scariest Muppet. We're going with Link Hogthrob.
Hey, I might have to look. Who's that?
He's the pigs in space guy.
The
He's the-
Shatner-esque pig from Pigs
The
in Space.
scariest Muppet.
That- Okay, that will require some explanation later, but
You'll have to
okay.
watch last year's Halloween debate
It's like, wait, last year's Halloween, but
or the year before, whichever one I was on.
all right, good. All right, yep. So it's Laserdude versus Pergron with Link Hogthrob. When you are, Laserdude.
Yeah. The first thing that came to my mind was Pepe because I'm like, who's going to match Cage's wild energy? And I think the only one that can match it is Pepe Le Peon. He's going to be so into his energy. Like, I love you in your action movies. Adaptation, my favorite action movie. It's going to be so fun. Nicolas Cage is totally going to go into it. There is going to be a fantastic costume with Nick Cage as Spider-Man Noir and Pepe Le Peon as Spider-Ham. It's going to be absolutely amazing. They're going to get along so well, feed off each other's manic energy, and then they're going to run through the streets screaming, and Pepe's going to love it.
You know what makes a good duo? What makes a good duo is two actors past their prime who are just enjoying each other's company. And two actors that are known for playing wacky and potentially terrifying roles that scar the nightmares of children. Now, if they're going to go out hanging out, I feel like, yeah, Pepe and Nick Cage are both wacky, but I feel like they're not going to get a lot of candy. People are going to shoo them off their porch. It's way too much. Link Hogthrob and Nick, they're going to maybe not be as wacky, but they have things in common.
Well, the thing is, though, is like what? Like there's like I feel like Nick's manic energy with Link's like very calm demeanor is just not going to match up. I just don't feel like it makes sense why either one of them would really work with each other.
I don't know why a 50-plus-year-old man would be going trick-or-treating. So that's kind of where I stand. At least these two they have similarities. And Nick Cage can be wacky, but he's not always wacky. He has some pretty more subdued roles, like some of his new Westerns. So I think him and Link Hogthrob would have a great time.
Okay, I'm going to call this one. My vote's going to Pergron.
Okay.
All right. So it's 3-4.
All right, there we go.
Link Hogthrob may be my childhood trauma, but he never fails me.
I will admit, though, I'm surprised you didn't say who would be a better Spider-Ham? A pig.
The pig. I wasn't even thinking that. I don't know which way my head goes. It never goes the right way.
Well, it worked for you here.
Surprises even me.
Okay. Who is the worst Disney character to dress up as for Halloween?
Sorry, you cut out there. Can you repeat that?
Who is the worst Disney character to dress up as for Halloween?
Like in general? Like any Disney character?
Like Worse because they're obscure, or just because the costume would be harder because it's not really that intriguing.
Well,
of a
however you
costume.
interpret the question, but yes, it's open to all Disney branded characters. They got a
Jim
little...
Crow from Dumbo.
Oh God.
Okay.
Good pick. That is good. Oh, but you giving me an idea, and I'm going to top you. Uncle Ramus from Song of the South.
Okay.
Oh God. Oh no. Oh,
You asked for this, asking for this question.
Oh, we're
Oh,
so gonna get canceled.
Oh, well, Kiki, actually, Jacob.
I was gonna say it's two controversial characters that really shouldn't be controversial in the first place. Yeah, I said what I said.
I see arguments for Uncle Ramus, not so much for Jim Crow. Just not to show my cards here.
Okay, regardless, you guys ready for this one? This one could be. I mean, who knows if if Laserdude gets this one, this could be the end, or Pergron could kind of keep the party going.
God.
Oh, I forgot to mention something. Trick or treat. This is a trick question.
Oh no.
Who is not the worst Disney character to dress up as for Halloween? Who is the best Disney character to dress up as for Halloween? So now we're going to argue your picks as the best possible Disney character to dress up as for Halloween, to go door to door.
I don't know
and
if
get
this
candy.
makes the whole getting canceled situation better or
Oh no, this makes it so much worse.
Now we got to be for it, not against it. Oh, we did this to ourselves, Paragon.
We
I pulled
did.
the Uno reverse on us.
We
Hey.
played you. Doug and I played you like a fiddle.
It's not our YouTube channel.
Played you like a violin and cut your strings.
It's not our channel that's getting marked.
That's true. Well,
Well, to be fair, you are arguing the pros of these characters.
Yeah, I got it.
This podcast is on the internet, gentlemen. Want to remind you of that.
I would just like to think that the internet will take in fact the extraordinary circumstances that we're arguing this for and not think that there are actual opinions. All right, now going forward, who goes first?
All right, Joe the legal weasel.
I believe that I heard frickin' Jim Crow.
No,
I think I
you
go
did.
first.
Paragon said Jim Crow first, so Paragon,
All
whenever
right.
you're ready. Tell us the wonders
Paragon,
of
why
All
out
right.
of all the
Jim
Disney
Crow.
characters do you
There is a golden gun with this argument, right? And the golden gun is he's a bird and not an actual black person, right? His name may be Jim Crow in the original, but it is now Dandy Crow. It has been changed. You're just dressing up as a bird, right? This is the best costume because birds are awesome. You're dressing in a sick little suit with a little top hat and a cane, and you're a bird, and you're not doing blackface, presuming you're not actually black.
Oh my God.
Just to clarify, I meant that only black people should dress up as Uncle Remus, not me or anybody else. I think that the reason why he would be one of the best is it's a more obscure thing, but he's a harmless guy. You can walk around, tell all the folk tales about Brer Rabbit and everything. People don't necessarily need to know the history behind the character and the controversy like that. For him, it could just be an old farmer. That's why I think he's really the best character. Because it's teaching history, but not necessarily. I don't need to finish that sentence.
When I go out trick-or-treating, I don't look for history, and I don't look for people dressing as actual freed slaves who have been struggling through turmoil and strife throughout their whole life. I'm looking for cool costumes, like birds. Birds are awesome. They have feathers. You can make a beak. He wears a sick little hat, and he's not an actual slave.
I could see somebody turning this around like, hey, here's a freed slave who is doing the best to, ingratiate himself into culture. Where your guy, Jim Crow, yeah, he may be a bird, but he's also a stereotype. That's the thing. He's dressed up in a cliched stereotype costume. And so that's going to be more offensive than my guy who just looks like a farmer.
All right, then.
I'm so glad the round is over.
Me too. That was a nightmare.
We need to do some We need to do some clarifications on the characters involved in this.
You said best character to dress as. You didn't specify best character to dress as for a specific race.
Well, what I mean is, like, to be fair, he's like Uncle Remus is a sharecropper, and anything, the Crow is actually a positive example of a stereotype.
He did help. They did. He and his friends did help Dumbo fly.
Yes.
Gave him a magical little feather and everything. Really
Yeah, I was more arguing his costume and apparel were that of a stereotypical black man that white people thought back in the day.
We should
not
also
the
probably
character
mention, I
itself.
can't speak for Pergron, but as far as I'm concerned, we were probably like the whitest group of folks on the internet kind of discussing these matters.
Well, yeah,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. There's a lot of misconceptions about both of these characters.
I'm from Maine, so yeah, that checks out.
Are you sure, Pergron?
God. I'm just really, really glad that neither of you chose the red man from Peter Pan.
I was
almost-
tempted.
I almost went Coco I almost went Coco
Oh no.
I mean, those could arguably be worse.
Okay, so I'm
not
just
choosing
for
this-
giggles.
I'm not choosing this one, Dragon.
I know, just for giggles, I'm gonna have Tiki choose this one.
Fair enough.
All right.
Yeah, honestly, I think the whole the bird thing, I think, was enough to sway the argument. It's like, he's just a dapper looking bird. You don't need to know the stereotypical connotations. I don't know.
All right.
So I'm voting Pergron, I guess.
That brings it to 4-4.
Okay.
This is
so
Tiki
that's-
specifically endorsing dressing up like Jim Crow from Dumbo.
Yeah, you heard it here first. You heard it here first, folks. Tiki saying, "Go
We're
get your
going
little-
down,
your
we're
nice little
taking you
vest,
with
your
me."
little-
If we're going down, we're taking you all with us.
Look, I'm just saying that, like play Uncle Remus.
So
if
someone
you're not
played the
black,
Elephant Fly
that's-
song.
I'm saying, obviously,
should've-
playing both of these characters is horrible. But, like, if
Yeah.
you're not black and you're trying to play Uncle Remus, that is just fucking heinous on a whole other
Yeah.
level. So that's all I'm
I didn't
saying.
even really think about like white people. as the kid.
I almost went with the roustabouts from Dumbo. That was my other option.
Well, I
That would be
mean,
really interesting to see you argue that one.
Yeah, I'm glad I went with what I did.
Okay. Let's see.
Let's just move on.
All right. Jacob.
Yeah.
Do you think here are the questions I'm going to lean towards here? I want you to pick the question here. Do we want to do the Pixar question? Do we want to do the Sleepy Hollow question, or do we want to do the most recent, the last question added?
Let's see. Okay, let's just go with the most recent question added.
Yeah, you sure?
Yes, if it's the one I think it's the one I'm thinking of, yes.
Well, yeah, it's just the most recent one added. Yeah.
Then yes, let's do that one.
Okay. Which dead Disney character do you revive as a zombie in a sequel?
Hell yes.
oh,
And this one's for all the marbles.
I mean, what
Dead
deranged
Disney
mental
character.
patient came up with this
Disney
question?
Carol.
Let's be honest.
Dead Disney character to be a zombie in a
Mufasa.
sequel.
Oh no.
Laserdude, was that you?
yeah.
Okay, Mufasa. Zombie Mufasa. Okay, in Paragon.
I figured Mufasa would be one of the choices.
Bambi's mom.
Okay.
Bambi's mom.
You guys went with the classics.
Yep.
I consider
Mother versus father.
Oh God.
Both worm food.
Oh god. All right.
Will Yeller would be like the most fucking horrific version of this.
Okay. Well, he already basically was. He had flipping rabies.
That's true.
Wait, is Old Yeller a Disney property?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the movie. Was
Okay.
in-
All right. I'm ready to go.
All right.
if you have a story about zombies, how unique do you have than zombies on the savannah, on the African plains? And how much more tragic do you have than the zombie of Mufasa, the character that we all were heartbroken to see die? Now he's back. Now he's chasing his family, his son. He is chasing after them and hunting them down. That is terrifying. Your father's coming back as an animal lion zombie. That is the most scariest thing and would be so cool to see.
We lose someone?
Pergron, you
Ronnie, there?
alive?
Sorry, my mic. Can you hear me now?
Okay, now we can hear
Yeah.
you. So
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sorry about that. I just did my entire thing and then nothing.
Yeah, nothing
All right.
wrong at all.
All right, I am ready. There is precedent for zombie deer. The disease, a real-life disease, chronic wasting disease, causes deer to exhibit zombie-like behaviors. Now, if the first Bambi film was an environmental tale, then the second one can be about the dangers of disease that spread throughout communities, utilizing real-life zombies. Chronic wasting disease is a terrible, terrible disease, and now Bambi has to protect the forest from his own mother, who is now spreading the zombie virus across deer populations. That's terrifying.
Who cares about this history lesson? The biggest question here is, what do you think is scarier, zombie deer or zombie lion that's coming after you? Which one would you be more afraid of? Zombie deer I can kill with my Ford truck. Well, I don't have one, but I'm Albertan, so you'd think I would.
Lions sleep 20 hours a day. I imagine a zombie lion is going to be very similar. Deer are very, very, very dangerous animals. More people die by deer than they do by lions every single year. A zombie deer is a terrifying and very real prospect. A zombie lion is something that sounds a little goofy and doesn't have any place.
Okay, so I know exactly where I'm leaning, but I'm gonna leave it up to fate on this one. I'm gonna leave it up to the man who came up with this question.
Oh, sorry.
Not
never
not
mind.
you,
I was gonna
Laser.
say I
It
thought
wasn't you.
I was just gonna say, like, I thought the last question when it was a tie, it goes to everybody. But if this was like a submitted question, never mind.
All right,
Never mind.
Tiki.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and give the point to Laserdude. I think it was close, but Pergron, I honestly think you kind of got into the weeds of the, like trying to tie in the real life scientific stuff a little bit, which honestly I think probably would have worked more in a main round question where you had more time to flesh it out. But within the context of a speed round, it's hard to argue with Zombie Lion. I'm sorry. And just the whole idea that Mufasa's going around literally like hunting down his whole pride. I don't know. So I'm gonna give it to Laserdude.
And that means Laserdude wins.
I did it while holding a baby in my hands. Whew.
Oh my god.
Just for
Are you
this last
holding it?
question,
Oh.
my wife asked me if I could take her. So you might have heard some cooing and stuff in the background. So hero right now.
All that problematic content was while you were holding the baby.
She doesn't know words yet. She's only 2 months
Oh my
old.
God.
Way to undersell the baby, Laser. Fine, okay.
Yeah, my mic cut out. Like, I couldn't hear the first argument, so I
Jim
couldn't.
Crow is gonna be that baby's first words.
No, not
To be
no.
that being the crow thing. I mean,
Her
the
first
name,
words gonna be blackface.
Oh no, okay guys, come on. Let's
that
go a
name-
little too far here.
that
Let's-
name was
He said it.
and that name was technically never used in the
Oh.
movie itself.
You're right about that, Jacob. You're right
Yeah,
about
wait.
that.
Can I guess some of the words? Like, because I had a few that I was avoiding.
Sure,
And I
sure.
wanna- Okay, candy corn. I was thinking.
Yes, that actually is
Possibly.
one of the
Actually,
You
words.
were right. You were
I
right on
know.
that.
Oh,
Candy
gosh.
corn
You
was
would have
one.
won a point on that one.
Pumpkin.
No.
No.
Okay. Well, then that was all I had.
That's all you had? You sound like you had a lot
That was
more.
all the two ones that I thought could possibly
Come on,
be
you
it.
know what the third one was. You know
Really was Condiment King?
No, it wasn't Condiment King.
Yeah, you said it anyway.
But had
Well,
you
the
said
game's
it,
over.
though,
I won.
had you said it though, you would have been penalized.
It's like,
There's your answer code, Gias.
Yeah, Pergron. Any guesses?
Nope.
it's like
I
the
got
word.
nothing.
The words were, as Laserdude guessed, one of them actually was candy corn. The others were Paul Freeze. You know, because of this tie to the Haunted Mansion. Hot Topic. Rock, as in, I got a rock.
I feel like that would have been the easiest one for one of you to just stumble into.
Yeah, I don't think I just slipped Paul Freeze into most conversations.
Well, I
I
thought
know,
maybe the
right?
Haunted Mansion.
And Leto.
No, well,
And what?
Leto.
Yeah, Leto. Jared Leto.
Oh,
Because he's
I
so
don't know
scary that we just do not like the very mention of his name just utters bad omens.
That's fair.
exactly.
I just wanted to say before we wrap up with whatever, I just want to say first off, thanks for having me. Second off, congratulations, Laserdude, and third off, this was the fucking wildest thing I've ever experienced.
It had everything. The cops got involved. There was a crying baby in the background.
Some light racism. It was all
Blackface
there.
conversation. God flipping everything.
Tiki, at some point you have to do a supercut of like the best moments in these.
I know.
debates.
I need to. I know.
Because I think a cop coming to my door. It was.
Wild, spooky night here on Disney Debate.
No, that was legitimately like a horror movie moment in the debate. I was like, "Wait, is this real
No.
life right now? Did he
Yeah.
have
Did
one
the
of his
cop
friends put
give
him up
you a
to
photo
it?
of a kid and say, "Have
Peregrine
you
was
seen this
profiled
child?"
before our very eyes.
No, I was in a parking lot where I felt like because my parents were home because I had to move back in with them, and I was in a parking lot, so I wasn't disturbing them by reading really loud, and apparently that was suspicious. And he thought I might have been drinking or smoking, which I had not been tonight.
No, officer, I'm just talking to Disney.
Not the
debating it.
marijuana.
Yeah,
Were
I go.
you too embarrassed to say that? It's like it was drugs.
Yeah, I was like, it was the alcohol.
Yeah, this debate went to places I never expected.
No, he goes, well, as long as you're not driving while on the phone, you're good. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just parked here.
It's like this.
All right,
this
guys,
is-
well, I gotta head out because my baby is starting to be fussy. So
Yeah, for sure, man.
it's
I
great
really
being
appreciate you coming
you.
on and being so patient.
Make sure you tell her daddy's a winner.
Yeah, like
I won, Ellie. But Paragon, it was a very tough. I was really freaking out when you tied it up at the end. For some reason, whenever I play anybody here, it has to flip and go to 4-4 at the end.
the funny thing
But,
is, we were also considering Ellie as one of the secret words.
Oh my gosh! If you use my daughter against me, I will.
Oh my god,
I will
dude.
hunt you down like the
Well,
headless
that's,
horseman, man.
that's why we didn't do it.
It was Dragon's idea anyway.
I said we shouldn't do it.
And you brought it. I mean, you brought it up.
I brought it up and I said,
right,
no, well,
well-
what if we did that? I said, no, we can't do that.
All right, well, I
Laser
gotta
Dude,
go.
You've
Thank
been
you,
an
bye,
absolute
everybody.
professional this evening, man. I appreciate you.
No problem.
Yeah, thanks for the
Bye.
patience. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay, for sure.
All right.
All right, and that
Right.
brings us to the end of our little show. We want to wish everyone, I know it's a little early, but we want to wish everyone the happiest of Halloweens in case you don't just catch us on Haunted Holiday Hijinks. Look forward to that, by the way.
We want to thank Kogias, LEB, Alexis Martin. I think that's it. And Monkey popped in like way beforehand. He said for number 2, his answer would have been Tower of Terror. Number 3, Hop Pop for the Exorcist question, which I honestly think would have been fun. Would be fun to see like a sweet old man frog possessed. That would be fun.
That would be fun, yes.
All right.
I mean, he's dabbled in raising things from the dead before, if you remember.
All right, Dragon, take us out.
All right, folks, that'll do it for us. This time, be sure to check your Halloween candy. It's important. Hurry back.
Have a good one, guys.
Yeah.
Hurry back.